Back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott, Civic Center TV. Very much not in West Bloomfield today. We are in Grand Rapids at the Governor's Tourism Conference, and it's a really great opportunity to run into people that are impacting all the fun that you're going to have this summer. West Bloomfield, we are known for our incredible trails network, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of other great trails all around the state of Michigan. Snowmobile trails, hiking trails, motorized trails, walking trails, and we've got the guy with us right now who knows all about it. Tim Novak from the DNR. Hey,
Hi.
Tim.
How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you
Great.
for joining us
Sure.
today.
Yeah.
So did I get that right? You're the trail guy?
That's correct. Yep. I'm the state trail coordinator.
All right. So where do we even start? It's a year-round gig for you, right?
It
I mean,
is,
people
yep.
use your trails all the time.
24/7, 365 days a year. We have trails all over the state. Almost 15,000 miles of trails that the state manages.
So in West Bloomfield, obviously, we have some really lovely trails. We've converted trails there that were former railroad right-of-ways that we really enjoy, and our local Parks and Recreation Department, along with others, I'm sure, manages. But you've got to manage everything around the whole state. Are most of your trails, are they multi-use trails?
We have quite a few multi-use trails. We do have some of our larger trails that are rail trails, like what you might experience in West Bloomfield, that are actually state parks. That's a law that was passed a while ago prior to what we currently have now for our administration for trails. And by making them state parks, it preserved them under state legislation. So like the White Pine Trail that runs from Grand Rapids all the way up to Cadillac, and that area on the west side of the state is a state park. And so we have those types of trails that are multi-use. You'll have hiking, biking, equestrian on those trails. We also have some multi-use trails that are motorized, so they are snowmobile in the winter, ORV in the summer, and then a lot of our other trails are single use, so hiking, biking, cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, or ORV.
I had such a great pleasure, and Jared maybe will find a video here. I think he's got it somewhere, but if not, I'll show it another day. I was shooting some video on my bike on some of the trails up along the lakes in Indian River, from Indian River to Sheboygan. Beautiful trail, went right along the river, went right up along Mullet Lake, and just spectacular. And I happened to be there in the fall when it was gorgeous. That trail, I don't know if that was one of your trails or not, but and then it goes right along the highway, easy to get to, good parking and everything. Fantastic. That trail looked like it was used for biking, snowmobiling, and maybe just regular cycling like I was doing.
Yeah, that's the North Central State Trail, and that's a wonderful trail. I would highly suggest that anybody take a trip on that trail in the fall. It is beautiful. And then from there, if you head west, you can connect with the Iron Bell Trail that goes over the Mighty Mac and all the way to Ironwood on the west side.
Yeah, wait a minute. So you're riding your bicycle, and you're like going on a long trip, okay, and you're hitting the trail network, and you want to get to the upper, you can cross the Mackinac Bridge.
Correct.
You've got some way to help people do that.
Yep.
You don't just jump on your bike and ride across the Mackinac Bridge.
No. There is a pedestrian crossing. So.
Okay, well that's awesome. So our trail network really is amazing. It gives you access to areas that you just don't see. I mean, we have beautiful scenery all across our state that you see from your car. But when you get back on the trail network, it's a different story, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So some of our most used trails throughout the state that will take you to some incredible views. There is a trail right just on the other side in St. Ignace that'll will take you to an overlook that is a beautiful look at the Mackinac Bridge. In Ontonagon, in the state's largest state park, which is Porcupine Mountain State Park, the Lake of the Clouds Trail will take you up onto the escarpment, and you can get a look at the Lake of the Clouds in Lake Superior. That is a beautiful hike in the fall if you're looking for some good fall color coverage. All along West Michigan, there's trails that go along Lake Michigan, and those are wonderful. Traverse City has the Vasa Trail Network that'll get you some beautiful views of Traverse City. So all over our state, we have Wonderful trails, and I can tell you, in coming to this position, I've been a Michigander my entire life, and there are a lot of parts of this state that I had not been to, and I hadn't seen, and it made me realize just how beautiful our state is. There has not been a trail that I have gone on where I thought, man, this is just strange, or this is weird. It's all beautiful. There hasn't been a place where it didn't just amaze me, the type of
Well, so
biodiversity
many
we
of
have.
us, we go to northern Michigan. People live in our area, West Bloomfield area. We jump in our cars, right, and we go to Mackinac Island or Traverse City or maybe the western side of the state or the UP. We get in our car, we drive there, and we're on I-75 for 4 hours. And then we get there, we enjoy, we enjoy that destination, but we don't really see a whole lot of really the beauty and splendor of our state along the way.
Right.
I mean, when you're on a super highway, it serves another function other than
Right.
So it really is amazing when you get back in the trails. So in Oakland County, can you jump on a trail in Oakland County and go somewhere?
Sure. Yeah, Oakland County has a wonderful trail network. We're working on a lot of different trails in that area, but right now we're helping develop the Airline Trail, which is on the western side of Oakland County. All throughout Oakland County, there's trails that you can get on that will connect you to the Iron Bell Trail, which the Iron Bell Trail is our longest state trail. It goes all the way from Belle Isle up to Ironwood on the west side of the UP.
Wow.
It has two routes. It has a biking route that goes up like the I-75 corridor, and then it has a hiking trail that goes west and connects with the North Country Trail over on the west side of the state, and then heads up and also crosses the Mackinac Bridge.
I think your trails, I think that they're often pretty isolated. If you were to
Yeah.
take that trip, let's say you decided you wanted to take that bike trip from our Oakland County trail system and go north and not do it in your car, can you get to communities you could stop and have dinner, stay overnight, do those kind of things along your way?
Yeah, and actually that's part of what I'm here to do today at the Governor's Conference is present what we call our Pure Michigan Trail Towns Awards. And so we recognize as the state and as the Pure Michigan travel side of things, we recognize towns that are travel friendly and trail friendly. And so if they're along a trail and they're doing a good job of maintaining their trails and providing those types of resources for people for lodging and food, then they can apply to be a Pure Michigan Trail Town and get that award and help show people that they are a trail-friendly town. And people, if they're traveling along one of those long trail adventures, that they can stop there, they can find lodging, they can find food, they can find resupply depots and things like that.
It's come so far. When I was a kid, I can't believe I convinced my mom, my friend, Dan Lipson, if you're watching from high school, Dan and I convinced our parents when we were 16 years old to let us jump on our bikes, our old Schwinn 10 speeds, and ride our bikes from West Bloomfield all the way up to Petoskey. And we had to, there wasn't a trail network that did that. We were on the side of the roads and, fighting traffic. But with the trail network we have today now, what a great resource. And you can do that and be a lot safer and enjoy it a whole lot more.
Yeah,
It's come a long way.
it has come a long way. Yep, and those trails are very safe. We have very good, well-maintained trails that can get you all across the state.
All right, I have one final question. So a lot of us are getting into this e-bike thing, and it's really good. It gets you around if you want to get around and see more, you can do it. For our senior community, it gets them out on the trails where they may not have been able to experience the trail network because they just can only go so far, right? So I know there are rules, and no one really knows the landscape. I know the rules are there. Most people don't know what they are, but can you just let us know
Sure.
what you can do, what you can't do with an e-bike on a walking or biking trail?
Yeah, so most of your standard paved or crushed limestone type rail trails, linear pathways, you can use your Type 1 e-bike on those. And so that's the only type of bike that's currently permitted on our trails. We are looking at our policy right now. It's a very hot topic in trails to review that. There are some more lenient restrictions in other states that we're benchmarking and seeing how those go. But as it currently sits, Type 1 bikes can be used on any paved pathway or motorized or not motorized trail.
Yeah, and I can tell you as an experienced owner, and I've got several of these. The Type 1 they're not the ones that have the big 750-watt motor that go 30 miles an hour. It's just your typical introductory, small, lightweight bike. And believe me, they zip along at, 15 miles an hour. You can go a long way, and you can get 30, 40 miles on them.
Yeah, and they have been great for our biking community and accessibility across the state.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of people that have enjoyed biking for a large portion of their life, and they may have had an accident or something that has just put them in a position where they can't continue to do that hobby with a traditional pedal bike. And e-bikes have given them that rejuvenation, that ability to enjoy that sport that they've loved for so long and use our trails and travel.
All right, we were talking off the air, so I just want to ask you real quick. How about our West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Department? We got a good team?
Yeah, they're great over there. I've met a few of them through M Parks, and they're wonderful. Parks in Oakland County in general are just phenomenal, and so they are kind of like those pinnacle spots where people want to go. If I wasn't in a position that I'm so happy right now, I would definitely be applying for that job.
That open job there, yeah.
I mean, man, it's not often you get a Parks and Rec director position in that price range with that type of community support. It's
we have
incredible.
an amazing Parks and Rec department. We work very closely with them, and it's not just the trails and the parks. They put on great activities. You guys do a good job. You know who you are.
Yeah,
so,
they're
thank you.
phenomenal people.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I want to tell the folks at home website where they go to get all the updated trail information.
Yeah, that they can go to michigan.gov/DNR trails, and that'll give you all of our trail information.
Thanks for being on the program with us.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm all inspired. I'm ready to get out and hit the trails. Hopefully you are too. Thank you very much for being with us. We're going to take a break from Grand Rapids, talking travel and tourism and a variety of things that really impact you as well right there at home. Dave Scott, Civic Center TV, The Splash. Back in a moment.